investors and corporate. Welcome to SET Digital Roadshow Year-End 2023 Performance Review. This section will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the section by 30 minutes presentation, followed by 15-minute Q&A. And during Q&A, investor may leave your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. So may I now invite the WHA Corporation Public Company Limited to start the presentation. Thank you very much.
Sawasdee krab. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. As we have quite a limited time, I start with at a glance 2023 on WHA. 2023 has been a very remarkable year for us. All four businesses have had a very excellent performance. For logistics side, we have more than 240,000 square meters of a new project and net rent. And last year we have monetization more than close to 143,000 square meters. Total area now we have around close to 3 million square meters already. On industrial estate side, one of the hottest sectors last year, we have all-time high of land sale of 2.767 thousand rai, close to 2,000 rai in Thailand and more than 780 rai in Vietnam. On utility and power side, as of end of 2023, we now have a secure PPA of 858 megawatt, whereas around 36% of which is renewable portfolio. And in terms of sale volume of utility being water is reaching 155 million cubic meters last year, around 7% increase year on year. And in terms of financial, last year top line revenue and share profit, we have 9% increase. And on the bottom line basis is also a 9% increase, 4.426 billion Thai baht net profit, which is the all-time high, beating the 2022, which was all-time high at the time also. Total asset we are now above 90 billion Thai baht. Interest bearing debt around 1.1 times, credit rating still maintained at A minus. The target, let me wrap up in each business hubs. Going a bit in the award and recognition, just touch a bit up on the sustainability front. Last year we got the WHA Corporation got the Best Sustainability Excellence Award from SET, and the WHA UP as our subsidiary get the Commended Sustainability Excellence Award also in the same event. And multiple awards on this page also. Going into the logistics side of the business, as I mentioned, we now have more than 2.9, close to 3 million square meters in the portfolio. And we divided asset into two types of assets, the logistic properties and industrial properties, of which around 20% in our own 100% portfolio, and 80% is on the inside the REIT, and we manage those assets. I just like to address on the difference between the logistic property and industrial properties here. Let's focus on the segment of the industry that being in the two type of properties. If you're looking at the industrial property pie chart, automotive parts, electronic, consumer, industrial service, that's taken into account more than 70% of the whole portfolio, which is exactly the same customers group as inside our industrial estate, because the industrial property is basically the ready-built warehouse and factory located inside or near our industrial estate. As such, the customers is reflecting the same group of customers inside our industrial estate. On the logistic property side, on the contrary, you're looking at that pie chart. 3PL, FMCG, e-commerce, and manufacturer has been more than 90% of the portfolio. The location is mostly out of 2.2 million, close to 2 million is located in the eastern side of Bangkok, especially on Bang Natrat Road, which is currently the central of the logistics of Thailand. Looking at the overall strategy and plan for 2024, we continue to expand domestically and expand into international market, especially Vietnam. I will touch upon a bit later in the later slide. And we focus on high growth industry and establish a long-term partnership with multiple players. We're trying to embrace innovative and sustainable practice, whereas while developing on our organization side also. Another new business that we are really focusing on this during this year is the clean logistics. We're trying to develop the whole ecosystem for clean logistics, ranging from the EV fleet rental, O&M of those EV fleet, charging solution, mobility as a service, control tower solution, through the renewable energy supply into those charging stations. We can provide, trying to develop the whole ecosystem. As of the end of 2023, we deliver 25 vehicles to the early adopter of the EV commercial fleet. As of today, I would have to say that as of end of February, we now deliver around 120 vehicles already. And within this year, we target that we are trying to reach the first 1,000 vehicles of commercial EV delivered to our customers. In terms of target of the logistic, this year we also continue to target with quite a robust market. We target 200,000 square meters of new project and net rent. Domestically in Thailand, we target for 165,000 square meters. In Vietnam, additional 35,000 square meters. That would make the total area of us reaching 3.145 million square meters by the end of this year. And in terms of the transaction on the asset monetization, this year we would monetize both logistic properties and industrial properties. The logistic properties we will sell to WHA. That's around 173,000 square meters, value around 4.3 billion Thai baht. It will consist of 43% our own assets and 57% assets that belong to the JV that we hold. And in terms of industrial properties, we are selling to WHAIR. This year would be 40,000 square meters, around 1 billion Thai baht of the transaction value. Moving to the industrial estate business. Okay, currently we have 12 industrial estates in Thailand and 1 in Vietnam. And in the pipeline, we have 2 upcoming new industrial estates in Thailand, 4 expansion projects, 4 expansion phase in Thailand, and 3 new industrial estates that in the pipeline in Vietnam. Combining the total customer portfolio, combining Thailand and Vietnam, we have more than 1,000 customers, close to 1,600 contracts with the customers. Japanese investors continue to be the biggest portion in the overall portfolio, more than around 28%. But during the last 5 years, Chinese investors has been a big portion, 59%, and causing the overall portfolio of Chinese investors going from less than 5% before 2019 to end of 2023 being 19%. Okay, and in terms of industry segment automotive continue to be a big portion, 31% of overall portfolio, while during the last 5 years, consumer products and electronics combined that more than 40%. And overall strategy on industrial development, industrial estate, we try to extend the leadership in Thailand. And for Vietnam, we're trying to broaden the footprint on national basis. Both Thailand and Vietnam, we're trying to provide a total solution for the customers and trying to build a high-performing and operational excellence team. In terms of operating performance, last year I already touched up on that. It's the year that we have all-time high in terms of land sale. We're coming in at around 2,767 right. We have land transfer also outstanding at 2,197 right, being both Thailand and Vietnam combined. By the end of 2023, we also have LOI MOU outstanding 527 right, mainly from Thailand, and backlog more than 1,000 right. Just a quick reminder, we recognize revenue only when we transfer, even if we got a substantial amount of cash flow when we sign a sale agreement with customers already, but the revenue recognition will be done only when we finish the transfer of the lands. Focusing on Thailand, similar to the earlier page that I show you, last 5 years, Chinese investors being a big portion, 59% market share. During the last 5 years, we are more than 40%. During the last 5 years, even though automotive continue to be a very continued flow of customers coming in, especially the big ticket items, big ticket customers coming in from EV, even with that. But looking at the other sectors in terms of a number of customers, consumer products and electronics combined, that's more than 40%. Okay. And okay, this page, I would like to show you that the pipeline of Thailand, I earlier mentioned 6 projects, 2 new industrial estate and 4 expansion. Pipeline during the next 4 years. In each year, we would have the additional finished goods, completely developed new industrial estate for sale of more than 2,000 right each year. Okay, the latest one in this slide is the project called EC5 of 3,400 right that we just complete the acquisition of law lands early this year, and we are now in full stream of development and trying to start construction by early next year. Let's go to some of the pages in page or the picture of the latest project under development, WHA IER Phase 1. You could see from this page that the project is still under development process, and some of the plot is already available, ready to be transferred to the customers. Some of the plot is already taken over, hand over to the customers. And with the picture that you see today, the infrastructure is not 100% completed yet, but most of the plots or this phase is already booked by the customers. Lots of those plots already signed the land sale agreement, otherwise being the LOI MOU. Okay. Let's go to Vietnam. Okay. In terms of Vietnam, today we only have one existing industrial estate that under operation in the province called Nghệ An. Today we already complete phase 1 with more than close to 80% occupancy. Phase 2 we just start selling last year, and by today it's already more than half of the plots that on phase 2 already sold. I will show you on the next page a picture of the phase 2. On the right hand side is the phase 2, left hand side is phase 1. Phase 2, the plot that marked in shaded, that's the plot that we already sell to the customers. The key customers of phase 2 on the left hand side, the big plot on the left hand, that's the company, the Foxconn group of Chinese. That's around 300 rai. On the right hand side, that would be Sunny Optical that made the 2 major deals that we closed last year for this phase 2. And with those 2 big milestone projects that we got last year in phase 2, it make Nghệ An province being in top 10 in terms of FDI destination, being number 8 in year 2023. The first year we entered Vietnam is 2017. It ranked number 33 in 2017, and 2018 I lost the record. And in 2018, I'm not sure what was the rank, but in terms of FDI, it's much lower than 2017 that we have the record. And when we mentioned that we're trying to broaden Vietnam on national basis, the second location that we are working on is Thanh Hoa province. The third location is Quang Nam in the central of Vietnam. In Thanh Hoa province, earlier that we announced we have one project, 500 hectares. It's close to, it's on the right hand side in this slide. It's close to city center of Thanh Hoa province. Earlier this month, we just signed the MOU of the second project with Thanh Hoa province. That's another 300 hectares. And we're trying to, it has complement a schedule between the first and the second project. We're trying to, we expect to obtain the IRC of the first project by mid of this year or Q3. And we're trying to construct as soon as possible. And second project, we trying to deliver it around 1 year behind the first project. Okay. Okay, in terms of target that we set for 2024, I would have to describe that this is the target, the early target that will be announced normally beginning of the year. In Thailand, we set the target of land sale of 1650, comparing to close to 2000 of 2023. But we need to note, I need to note that we haven't included some of the big ticket items that we discussed with the customers, because with the name that I mentioned, it's big ticket. It would make a very significant deviation if we include or we not include. So we're trying to update to the market on the regular basis how would be the progress of those big ticket items. But the figures you see here is not include those big tickets. And Vietnam, we're putting target this year at 625, combining it's 2,275. In terms of utility and power, last year the utility volume increased for the full year around 7%. It increased in most of the products, in all products except industrial water in Thailand, that lower around 6%. One of the sectors that has lowered the consumption, lowered the production last year is the petrochemical. Some downstream petrochemical products has lowered the production utilization and affect the water consumption. But this year the volume quite pick up from what we see during the first half of last year. In terms of strategy on the utility side in 2024, we're trying to complement to increase the alternative raw water supply volume. We're trying to deliver the new supply that support the expansion of the new industrial estate. We are trying to expand on value-added water, and we are trying to find the opportunity to invest, expand outside the WHA industrial estate. Mainly that's for core focus on utility side. In terms of power, as of end of 2023, we now have the capacity that already have a commercial operation of 659 equity megawatt, of which 109 equity megawatt being solar rooftop and 3 equity megawatt being industrial waste to energy. But on top of that, we also have 74 megawatt of solar rooftop under development and 125 megawatt of the capacity that is on the process to sign the PPA with the government. So combining all together, we now have 858 megawatt of secure PPA on hands. And in terms of strategy overall, we're trying to enlarge a domestic portfolio and focusing on renewable and pursuing a new S-curve industry. Charging station solution is one of the new S-curve business that supporting the green logistic business that I earlier mentioned. This is part of the new S-curve business of power part also. And in terms of solar rooftop projects, in 2023, we have 20 projects commissioned, totaling 25 megawatt. We signed the new contract of 42 new contract, totaling 50 megawatt of capacity. In the picture, you would see some of the projects, Ford Motor, Wisewood, DKSH, Mega, Bang Na, next to our headquarters here in Bangkok. Okay. And in terms of target to be delivered this year, out of from 858 megawatt I mentioned earlier, this year we target that we're trying to enhance our portfolio and make the power portfolio reaching 1,000 megawatt, of which from 36% renewable last year, this year if we reach 1,000, it would be 45% renewable. I just would like to going back 4 or 5 years ago, the renewable in the total portfolio of power, we have less than 5%, and we're growing to this extent within the last 5 years. Okay, and in terms of water volume, we still see the potential of the volume increase another 15% from 155 to 178 million cubic meters. Digital part is being enabler of all the business hubs to digitize the business, and the two main projects that digital is the business hub that need to enhance the development of future business is the clean mobility platform and the digital health tech. Our platform called Rapid. Okay. We're going a little bit on the clean mobility platform, sorry. This is the picture of what we are developing. We're trying to develop the platform that having the multi features that required, and we believe that it would be very useful for our customers to mobilize when they are using commercial EV. And on digital health tech, we now developing a platform, a program that trying to enhance the access to healthcare for the workers inside our industrial estate, inside our logistic complex, to enhance those access. And in terms of financial performance, going quickly on yearly, we coming in total revenue and share profit, we coming in a little bit above 17 billion Thai baht, 9% increase year on year. And in terms of net profit, similarly bottom line, we increased also 9%. And just one thing I would like to highlight is the EBITDA margin. We coming in 2023 at 45%, increasing from 42%. And just a recap that in each year we would also announce the 5-year business plan. And in the business plan that we announced last year, the target we are trying to keep is trying to make the EBITDA margin above 40%, which we coming in 45% in 2023. Looking at for type of revenue, 2023 is the year that we have all green sign here. All 4 type of revenue has been increasing. Rental property increasing 7%, land business and sale of property increasing 5%, even though 2023 we don't have the asset monetization transaction for industrial properties, even that factors. Utility side increasing 22%, power business increasing a lot, 17%. Okay. And in terms of margin, a few points I would like to highlight. The land sale in Thailand in Q4. The margin has been adjusted substantially, increasing from 49% in Q4 2022. Now we're looking at 62% for land sale margin in Thailand. And in Vietnam, it's also significantly increased from 41% Q4 last 2022 to 47% Q4 2023. Okay. And in terms of utility side, the margin quite intact at around 40%. And from power side, I just would like to highlight a few things that the contribution from the share profit from power side has been increasing significantly from 473 million Thai baht in 2022 to 1.33 billion Thai baht in 2023. 2 main driver is the Gecko project, the coal-fired power plant project. Even though it's on the reserve shutdown mode, ordered by EGAT, has received full availability payment and significantly improved. And in terms of SPP business, the recovery of the spread on the sale of power to industrial users has been significantly improved from 2022. So 2 drivers driving this increase. And for the full year 2023, in terms of recurring to non-recurring, we now standing at around 45% recurring, 55% non-recurring. Because last year we have very robust industrial estate revenue contribution. Okay, let me skip to 5 years target. Okay, 5 years target. In early of each year, we will announce the 5 years target. Before I'm going to this, I'm talking back 2 years ago. In 2022, when we announced the 5 years target, at that time we're looking at the 2021 full year revenue of around 12 billion, and at that time we announced around 1.6 times revenue growth, meaning that we will grow from 12 billion to 20 billion in 5 years, being in 2026. By 2023, we now reaching 17 billion, right? And as a 5-year target now, we continue to foresee that we will grow 1.6 times of revenue. But now we are growing from 17 billion to close to 28 billion in 5 years. Okay, and we're not trying to only pump up the growth, increasing the revenue. We're trying to make the quality growth. We still put the target of maintaining the EBITDA margin above 40%. And we're trying to balance the portfolio, making the recurring to sell, recurring to non-recurring portion around 50% by growing in all existing 4 business hubs. And doing so by in order to deliver those growth, we plan for the capex of 78.7 billion Thai baht during the next 5 years. Comparing to a year earlier, we announced additional 10 billion Thai baht, and a big portion of the increase we put in the industrial estate development because now we are selling more than what we planned, and now we need to put the capex to enhance the pipeline to cope with the additional demand. And by doing this capex, we continue to project and target that we would trying to keep interest-bearing debt to equity within 1.2 times during the next 5 years time frame. Okay, and to be clear, we already take into account the assumption we're trying to keep the dividend payment at similar payout ratio that has been done during the past. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time and your attention for our story today. Thank you very much,
Okay, the section has come to an end. So on behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, I would like to thank you investors and corporate for joining the conference. We look forward to welcome you all again in the next quarter. ขอบคุณค่ะ